How's it going, everyone? The fifth training camp practice has just completed not too long ago, and it has made the appearance finally from our quarterback, Jordan Love, finally joining the team for practice and practicing. So, pretty much not much has changed on the injury front. Same players are still out, even including Josh Myers, who was out for a personal matter. He is still out again during this practice for a personal matter. So for the starters in team on the offensive side, we now have Jordan Love in there for practicing, pretty much getting all the reps as QB number one, as he should, now that that contract has been officially been extended. Then Josh Jacobs as the number one running back. Then you had Romeo Doubs and Dontavian Wicks, and it looks like they're kind of just rotating this committee a little bit. It looks like it's pretty much going to be a wide receiver committee of sorts with Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, and Romeo Doubs. And they're probably not going to have a true number one. I know yesterday it kind of made sense of how they were doing it with Christian Watson, number one, getting a lot of the reps. But now they're starting to do this rotation thing, and it looks like it's going to be these main four wide receivers getting a bulk of the snaps on offense. And they all bring a lot to the table. So it makes a bit of sense on that front. Then at tight end, they had Luke Musgrave and then, of course, Ben Sims for the two tight end sets, considering Tucker Kraft is still out with injury. Then with the offensive lineman, with Josh Myers still out, you had Walker over at left tackle, Sean Ryan at left guard, Jenkins once again at center, Jordan Morgan getting all the snaps at right guard and only at right guard. Then Kadeem Telford once again at right tackle with the number one starting off, but Andre Dillard did also get some rotating reps at right tackle with the number one. So once again, getting put there with the number ones, maybe to kind of see how he does with a better quarterback than Sean Clifford, but having Jordan Love there to see how he actually does with the teams with Jordan Love back there probably. And now for the offense, how did they finally do with Jordan Love finally back under center? And it started off terribly. Jordan Love was over 4, had a near interception to Jair Alexander, and also actually did throw an actual interception, and it seemed to be off a broken down screenplay, and he tried to loft it over, and it just didn't work, and it was picked off. So he didn't start the day off very well, and I'm sure there's like, crap, what's going on? It was just rust, because after that, he started to get into a groove, and I'm just going to pretty much read exactly from Ryan Wood's tweet of how well he started after an abysmal start to training camp. So Ryan Wood tweeted that it only took one period. Jordan Love has heated up. He hits Jaden Reed on out in front of Xavier McKinney for 15, then hits Christian Watson over on crosser versus McKinney for 20, hits Romeo Doubs on crosser for 16, avoided sack with check down to Josh Jacobs, and spreading it across field vintage. Pretty much what we've kind of seen with Jordan Love from last year, just spreading the ball, making the right decision, and just finding the open guy. And then to add on another tweet from Rob Demoski on the 2-minute period, after a 3-and-out for the first time in 2 minutes, Jordan Love goes deep and hits Watson for 47 and then Doubs for a 10-yard touchdown the second time through. So the offense finally clicking, and Jordan Love getting into a groove, and this offense is starting to actually show some promise after an abysmal first 4 practices where Sean Clifford was throwing picks and the offense was non-existent. They were pretty much sleeping. The defense dominated, but now the offense has come, and now we're starting to see how this offense can look and kind of what to get from the defense. The defense did still do a decent job. They did get a pick off of Jordan Love in the first 4 passes and, kind of gave him some fits, but that could be attributed to rust and kind of getting into a groove. And so that was about it for the offense. Now for the defense, Xavier McKinney has been the starter throughout this entire camp, and now this time was Javon Bullard who got the start opposite of Xavier McKinney today. Over at corner, you still had Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes getting the outside cornerbacks, and then, of course, Keyshawn Nixon over at slot. And then over on the defensive line, you had, of course, Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary, and then Kenny Smith pretty much solidified as starters. And the real competition over there seems to be TJ Slayton and Devontae Wyatt, who seems to be rotating in that spot to try to vie for the number 1 defensive tackle position. Then, of course, over at linebacker, you have Quay solidified. Then Adrian Cooper and Isaiah McDuffie are pretty much competing to see who's going to be opposite. Or maybe they'll have a slight rotation as the season goes. But there's a pretty big competition there at middle linebacker. Now, as for the defense, how they did, yes, they got a pick off of Jordan Love, and they also were able to pick off Jacob Eason and Sean Clifford. Once again, the backups have not looked good. Javon Bullard has made very good picks along with Adrian Cooper. So the rookies are making their staple as well with this defense and have done their part. Sean Clifford and who knows if Jacob Eason's really going to stick around because, well, he hasn't looked good at all. And he kind of was a fill-in with Jordan Love. So with Jordan Love coming back, I feel like Jacob Eason might get released soon. But either way, the defense definitely kind of shut down once again Sean Clifford and Jacob Eason and just, getting picks from them. But at the end of the day, the defense finally did not win against the offense. The offense won this day, and the defense had to do push-ups. So with Jordan Love coming back, the defense wasn't their shutdown selves like they were in the first 4 practices. So the offense is finally coming alive, and there wasn't much from the defense except for a few picks. But otherwise, they did have to do push-ups. So as training camp continues to progress, it's going to be an interesting battle to see who's going to completely win this. Will it be the offense? How good is this defense? And it's going to be an interesting tug and pull for this. Then lastly, for the special teams, James Turner got the only kicks today, and he got 6 kicks to try to make a case to compete with Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph, and he didn't really have a good day. He went 4 for 6 today, so that puts him at a total of 12 for 18 so far this whole training camp, while both Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph are both 11 for 12, so they're doing a lot better, and James Turner keeps sliding down, and he's not going to make the roster at this rate, but still giving him a chance considering he's a rookie, but at this rate, he's probably going to be an afterthought. And that about wraps up what happened at training camp. It was a pretty good training camp. First training camp with pads. First training camp with Jordan Love finally there at the helm as QB1, and it made a difference, especially after he just shook off the rust after his first 4 passes where he looked a little shaky. But after that, he finally became Jordan Love that we knew. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.